October 12, 2014, from LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans, and the Jaguars got on the scoreboard first as Storm Johnson scored on a 1-yard touchdown run to give the Jacksonville Jaguars the 7-0 lead over Tennessee. But then the Titans got on the board at the end of the first when Ryan Succop hit a 25-yard field goal to make it 7-3 as the Tennessee Titans now trailed the Jacksonville Jaguars by 4 points. Then in the second, the lone score we saw was a 1-yard touchdown run by Jackie Battle of the Tennessee Titans to put the Titans up by 3 with the score now 10-7. That would be the only score in the second quarter, and so going into halftime, the Titans were leading the Jaguars 10-7. And in the third, the Titans extended their lead as Succop came out to kick a 21-yard field goal to make it 13-7. And then in the fourth, Succop came out and kicked a 42-yard field goal. It's now the Tennessee Titans had just scored 16 unanswered points after being down 7-0 early in the game. So it was 16-7, but then with less than a minute left, the Jacksonville Jaguars scored a touchdown as Blake Bortles hit Clay Harbor for a 20-yard touchdown pass to make it 16-14. They would try the onside kick, but it would be unsuccessful, and the Tennessee Titans hang on to win this game by 2 points with the final score Tennessee 16, Jacksonville 14, and the Titans have now won 2 games on the season as they are now 2-4, and the Jaguars remain winless at 0-6. And in this game, Charlie Whitehurst was 17 for 28 with 233 passing yards. He also rushed for a yard off of 2 carries. Bishop Sankey was the game's leading rusher with 61 yards off of 18 carries. And the game's leading receiver was Cecil Shorts III with 103 yards off of 10 receptions. Blake Bortles was 32 for 46 with 336 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And he was actually the leading rusher for the Jaguars with 38 rushing yards off of 5 carries. Denard Robinson actually ran for 22 yards off of 5 carries as well, and he also caught 3 receptions for 14 yards. The lone touchdown reception in this game went to Harbor, who had 91 yards off of 3 receptions. And the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars both rushed for touchdowns as Johnson and Battle both rushed for touchdowns. But Battle, that was the only carry he had, the 1-yard touchdown run. And Johnson had 10 carries for 21 yards and that 1 touchdown. On defense, the Titans had 2 defenders with 11 tackles each. Ray Wilson and McCourty each had 11 tackles. Of course, Ray Wilson also had that 1 interception, the game's lone interception. Cyprien of the Jaguars had 15 tackles in this game. The Jaguars had 3 sacks, but the Titans had 6 sacks. And for the Titans, Casey had 2 sacks. Huff and Phillips each had a sack, as did Wimbley and Klug, to make up their 6 sacks. And for the Jaguars, Hood, Clemons, and Blackmon each had sacks. So the final score in Tennessee is the Titans 16, Jaguars 14, as the Titans pick up their second victory of 2014.